Hey everyone, get ready to have your mind blown. Today we're diving into 20 crazy facts that sound totally fake, but I promise you, they are 100% true. From exploding lakes to immortal jellyfish, we're about to embark on a journey that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the world. Stick around for number 1, because it'll leave you questioning reality. Let's get started. Okay, buckle up because this first one might make you question everything you thought you knew about fruit. Get this, scientifically speaking, bananas are berries, but strawberries aren't. I know, right? It's a botanical head-scratcher. You see, true berries, like blueberries and cranberries, have their seeds on the inside. Strawberries, on the other hand, wear their seeds on the outside, which actually makes them something called an aggregate fruit. Who knew? It just goes to show, sometimes the universe likes to mess with our minds and our taste buds. Ever wished for more hours in a day? Well, on Venus you'd get your wish, but maybe not in the way you'd hoped. This scorching hot planet takes a whopping 243 Earth days to rotate once on its axis. That's longer than it takes Venus to orbit the Sun, which clocks in at 225 Earth days. So, if you were lucky enough to celebrate a birthday on Venus, you'd have to wait longer for the next one than you would for the sun to rise again. Talk about a long day. Let's talk about wombats for a second, specifically their, shall we say, unique bathroom habits. You see, wombats are the only animals on Earth that poop in cubes. Yes, you heard that right. Cubes. How do they do it? Well, scientists believe it has to do with the shape of their intestines and the way they process fiber. This cubic poop is thought to help wombats mark their territory more effectively, preventing those perfectly formed cubes from rolling away. It's a fascinating example of how evolution can lead to some truly bizarre adaptations. Forget about a nice, refreshing rain shower. On the exoplanet HD 189733b, it rains molten glass, sideways. This gas giant, located about 63 light-years away, has winds that howl at a mind-boggling 5,400 miles per hour. And if that wasn't bad enough, the planet's atmosphere contains silicate particles which, when heated to extreme temperatures, condense into tiny glass shards that get whipped around by those hurricane-force winds. So yeah, not exactly the kind of place you want to get caught in a downpour. Octopuses. They're already strange and wonderful creatures, but did you know they have 3 hearts and blue blood? That's right, these cephalopods are practically royalty. 2 of their hearts pump blood through their gills while the third keeps their organs flowing. And that blue blood? It's because octopuses use a copper-based protein called hemocyanin to carry oxygen, unlike our iron-based hemoglobin. Oh, and here's another fun fact. 2 of their hearts actually stop beating when they swim. Talk about multitasking. The natural world can be a strange and terrifying place, especially if you're an ant unfortunate enough to encounter a parasitic fungus called Ophiocordyceps. This sinister fungus infects ants and takes control of their minds, turning them into, for lack of a better term, zombies. The fungus compels the ant to climb up plants and latch onto the underside of a leaf where it eventually dies. Then the fungus bursts out of the ant's head, releasing spores to infect more unsuspecting ants. It's like something straight out of a science fiction horror movie. Here's a mind-blowing thought experiment for you. If you could somehow remove all the empty space from the atoms in every human on Earth, you could fit the entire human race into a space the size of a sugar cube. It sounds crazy, but it's true. You see, atoms are mostly empty space with a tiny nucleus at the center and even tinier electrons orbiting around it. If you could somehow pack all those nuclei together, you'd be left with an incredibly dense substance that would make a neutron star look like cotton candy. Deep in the African nation of Cameroon lies a lake with a deadly secret, Lake Nyos. This seemingly tranquil body of water is one of the only lakes on Earth known to explode. But how can a lake explode? Well, Lake Nyos sits atop a volcanic crater, and over time carbon dioxide seeps up from the Earth's mantle and dissolves into the deep waters. If the lake is disturbed, for example, by a landslide or an earthquake, all that dissolved CO2 can suddenly erupt in a massive, suffocating cloud, devastating everything in its path. You know how people say, take a deep breath? Well, some turtles take that advice a little too literally. Certain species, like the Australian Fitzroy River turtle, can actually breathe through their butts. Okay, technically it's called cloacal respiration, and it involves absorbing oxygen from the water through specialized blood vessels in their cloaca, a multi-purpose orifice used for, well, a variety of bodily functions. This unique adaptation allows these turtles to stay submerged for extended periods, which is particularly handy when you spend most of your life in the water. They float effortlessly across the sky, but have you ever stopped to wonder just how much a cloud weighs? Well, brace yourselves. The average cumulus cloud, those fluffy white ones you see on a sunny day, can hold around 500,000 kilograms of water. That's equivalent to the weight of about 100 elephants. So the next time you're gazing up at those cotton-like formations, remember that you're looking at a massive amount of water vapor suspended in the air, attaching itself to a surface and starting its life cycle anew. It's a real-life Benjamin Button of the sea. We all know that water boils at a certain temperature and freezes at another, but what if I told you that under the right conditions, water can actually boil and freeze at the same time? It's true. This mind-bending phenomenon is called the triple point, and it occurs at a very specific temperature and pressure where all three states of matter, solid, liquid, and gas, can coexist in equilibrium. It's a bizarre and fascinating example of the strange and wonderful world of thermodynamics. You might think of yourself as a single organism, but in reality, you're more like a walking, talking ecosystem. That's because your body is home to trillions of bacteria, viruses, and fungi, collectively known as your microbiome. In fact, there are more bacterial cells in and on your body than there are human cells. But don't worry, most of these microbes are beneficial, helping with digestion, immune function, and even influencing your mood. So next time you're feeling lonely, just remember that you're never truly alone. Don't underestimate the mantis shrimp. This tiny crustacean packs a punch that's faster than a speeding bullet. Using its club-like appendages, the mantis shrimp can strike with the force of a .22 caliber bullet, creating a shockwave that can stun prey and even crack aquarium glass. Their punches are so fast, reaching speeds of up to 50 miles per hour, that they generate cavitation bubbles, tiny pockets of vapor that implode with tremendous energy. Ever notice how you seem to shrink throughout the day? No, it's not just your imagination. When you wake up in the morning, you're actually about half an inch taller than you are at night. This is because, throughout the day, the cartilage discs in your spine compress due to gravity. As you sleep, the discs rehydrate and expand, restoring your full height. So if you're ever feeling short, just get a good night's sleep, and you'll be back to your usual self in the morning. We all know that a year is 365 days, right? Well, not exactly. It turns out that a full orbit around the sun actually takes the Earth about 365.2421 days. That extra quarter of a day might not seem like much, but it adds up over time. To keep our calendars in sync with the Earth's orbit, we have leap years every 4 years, adding an extra day to February to make up for the discrepancy. So the next time you're celebrating a birthday, remember that you're marking another trip around the sun, give or take a few hours. The Eiffel Tower, an iconic symbol of Paris and a marvel of engineering. But did you know that this iron giant actually grows in the summer? It's true. Like most materials, iron expands when heated and contracts when cooled. During the hot summer months, the Eiffel Tower can grow by as much as 6 inches taller as the iron structure absorbs heat from the sun. So the next time you're planning a trip to Paris, consider visiting during the summer. You might just get a few extra centimeters of tower for your viewing pleasure. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, is home to billions upon billions of stars. But you know what's even more incredible? There are more trees on Earth than there are stars in our entire galaxy. Scientists estimate that there are over 3 trillion trees on our planet, compared to an estimated 100 to 400 billion stars in the Milky Way. That's a lot of trees. It just goes to show the incredible biodiversity and sheer scale of life on our planet. Sharks. Those ancient mariners have been patrolling the oceans for a long, long time. In fact, they've been around for over 400 million years, predating even the dinosaurs. To put that into perspective, trees, as we know them, evolved around 350 million years ago. So the next time you're swimming in the ocean and you feel a little nervous about sharks, just remember that they've been around for a very long time, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Alright, time for a little experiment. Try humming a tune, easy, right? Now try humming while holding your nose closed. What happens? Nothing. You can't hum while holding your nose because humming requires air to flow through your nasal passages to create the sound. When you block your nose, you prevent that airflow, and the humming stops. It's a simple demonstration of the physics of sound and the importance of our nasal passages in vocalization. And that's a wrap! Which fact blew your mind the most? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more amazing content.